Get ready, folks. It appears that President Trump, according to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, is on the cusp of declaring a national housing emergency. Apparently, this may come in the next couple of months. So, what I have been doing the last 24 hours, ever since I read this, is thinking about what might happen if a national housing emergency is declared. Now, when you think about housing and you think about the federal government versus state versus city versus local, you have to remember who controls what. And to say that the federal government controls very little of the housing requirements in a location is probably an overstatement. They don't control very much. So when I think about a national housing emergency, when I think about the powers of the federal government, and I think about what we need in housing, I am left with really only two options. One, the federal government could create incentives to help facilitate more building. Basically, in the past, this has worked where the federal government would put, I don't know, $100 billion up. They would basically say this money is for cities that do X, Y, and Z. And some cities would and go get that money, and some cities won't. So there could be some deregulation. It is also possible that they come in with some kind of cost reductions, whether that be in material or in land or in something. One thing to know about deregulation and cost reduction is that's all supply side. And when I think about what's required on the supply side, all I could think about is slow, tedious, and just a lot of government grind. But now, if you and I switch over to the demand side, the demand side is sexy, gets a lot more press, much, 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 much faster. So it is possible that this national housing emergency is all demand side. I don't know if you remember this, but after the great financial crisis, I think it was Obama, who created an $8,000, I think it was a tax credit at the end of the year for new homes. So you could see something, down payment assistance, rate buy downs. You could see real money, real incentive put into the demand side. I don't know. So again, let's assume that Scott Bessent is, telling the truth, and that President Trump in the next, 6 to 8 weeks declares a national housing emergency. I ask you, what do you think he does? Do you think he goes the slow and painful supply side? Or do you think he comes out with something splashy, something quick that stokes demand? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. I certainly know where my vote goes. I read an interesting article about a financial freedom author, Grant Sabatier. He talked about 7 levels of wealth. I thought this was very interesting. I had never heard of this 7 levels of wealth, but I thought I'd go through them quickly and ask you what level you are at. So level 1 is simply clarity. You understand where your income, debt, and savings are. You understand your balance sheet, your income statement. You can quickly tell where you are. And frankly, folks, I know some people that are not even here. Number 2, self-sufficiency. Nobody is helping pay your bills. If you're maybe in your 20s, early 20s, your parents don't pay your phone. They don't have you on their Netflix password, whatever it is. Self-sufficiency. Number 3, breathing room. You can indulge on some discretionary items. You can go out to restaurants. You can take some trips. Breathing room. Number 4, stability. Unforeseen emergencies don't worry you. A sudden flat tire, a repair maintenance, a dental bill, whatever. stability. Flexibility allows you to follow your passions. So you have some more freedom to go after what you want. Number 6, this is where financial independence comes in. This is where investments generate enough income to cover your expenses. And then finally, level number 7, abundant wealth. You get to live the dream life and give back generously. I just again ask you folks, what level of wealth are you at, and what level of wealth do you want to get to? I can tell you number 6 is pretty awesome. Number 7, I assume, is awesome as well. Don't know if you saw it over the weekend, but it looks like tariffs have been declared no bueno. That has sent yields rising on the threat that we may have to refund tariffs. Now, of course, this is and was always going to the Supreme Court. This whole judicial process about tariffs was always going to end up in the Supreme Court. So that's where this is going. But yes, if this ruling is upheld, tariffs, which today are on 69% of imported goods, will collapse to only 16%. Things like steel and things of that nature. So again, very interesting to see what's going on in tariffs. Tariffs are still in effect given Supreme Court ruling, which I think they're on hold till October 15th or something like that. We did have another awesome accountability group inside school. If you are a wealth builder and you need to be around other wealth builders, we give you that opportunity with school. They talked about commercial lending, weekly goals, HELOCs, private money, and partners. So again, just a taste of what goes on. We've got 8 different accountability groups at different times. Feel free to join the one that you that fits your schedule. Since we're talking about school, let's congratulate Kenny and Brian, 2 of the newest members. Please introduce yourself, unlock those free goodies. And don't forget, we have an 8 a.m. call on Sunday where Jared will be talking about co-living. So again, very interesting stuff coming our way. Mortgage Bankers Association has come out with new housing forecasts, which I thought were interesting. They are indicating a 1% increase in 2025, a fall of 0.2% in 2026, and a rise of 0.1 in 2027. This is very interesting to me because I said 3 years ago that we would basically be flat for multiple years because we got all of our appreciation inside 2.5 years. So again, pretty interesting stuff. The next thing I saw is foreigners actually own more gold, dollar for dollar, than U.S. Treasuries for the first time in 30 years. Interesting. Don't know if you saw Dan Bird's video from yesterday, but he's talking about sell Bitcoin and buy gold. That was something we talked about 20 minutes or so into the episode. On the gold front, you can't talk gold without Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff says gold is going to $6,000. Wow, that's pretty crazy. U.S. mortgage payments hit their lowest level in 2025. Yes, folks, affordability is slowly grinding to lower and getting better. The average payment, as rates have fallen, is now $2,616. That has caused pending home sales to tick up ever so slightly to 1.6%. Home tours are up 3%. Shout out Detroit. Woo! Detroit's up 12.4% year on year. Pittsburgh, shout out Mark, Mikey, and others. Pittsburgh up 9.6% year on year. Congrats, guys. And Cleveland up 8.2%. A lot of you are invested in Cleveland. Very, very cool. Jeffrey Roach says stagflation light. Stagflation light is coming. He is, of course, the chief economist. Stagflation light basically means low growth, higher prices. This is something that Anna Kelly has been telling us for quite a while was the outcome for us. And what else do we got? Last thing we'll talk about is the Wall Street Journal, indicating that even high income earners' confidence in the economy is taking a sudden turn down in June. Again, I think all of this tariff talk and all of these other things are leading people to continue to pull back. We shall see. Folks, at the end of the day, don't forget, if you are a landlord, that Steadily Insurance is an option for you. Again, all of us, if you own rentals, have seen insurance prices go up. I strongly suggest you get a quote, do a comparison. And again, make sure you compare the insurance quotes, not only the price. Olivia and I found out that Steadily was giving us not only slightly better price, but frankly, better coverage. In our latest example that we just did, they gave us dog bite coverage, $50,000, where my other insurance company removed that. And as a landlord for 25 years, I have had one, I guess call it lawsuit or whatever you call it, for a dog bite. It wasn't a dog, my tenant's dog, wasn't even on my property, if you want to talk about utter nonsense. But having that security of having $50K is very, very helpful. So again, don't know if they can help you. Just get a quote, see if it's better. If it's not, no hard feelings. Again, link in the description. Don't forget to join school. And for those of you who bought tickets to our Vegas event, I believe by Saturday, on Saturday, I will send an email to all of you indicating how to get your free goodies on Teachable, and to include a Zoom link just for us. So if you haven't bought your tickets, no worries. In September, I will be running a special where you get $100 in free education and a free session to talk in October. So again, if you haven't got your tickets yet, don't worry. We're still doing something special for you. Buy your tickets to the Vegas event, get $100 in free Teachable, and we will do a Zoom call just with people who buy in September. So folks, take care. Have a wonderful day. Later.